Let's start off these problems with a little discussion of consecutive integers. So first of all, here's consecutive integers. What if we have like a 12? The next one would be 13. So you can see if I take 12 and add 1, I get to 13. So for consecutive integers, if the first integer is x, the next one is going to be x plus 1, right? It's just this next one is 1 higher than this one. Now, what about consecutive evens? All right, let's look at evens here. What if we have 12? The next one is 14. The next one would be 16. So what do you notice here? To get from 12 to 14, you have to add 2. To get from 14 to 16, you add 2. To get from 12 to 16, you have to add 4. So here's what we can do. If x is the first one, the next one is going to be what? 2 more? Right? If this is 12, you have to go up 2 to get to 14. So this would be, the next one would be plus 2. And then the next one would be 2 more than this. So it would be x plus 2 would be x plus 4. And so it would be this one and 4 more. Now, what about odds? Well, for odds, what if we have this one, 15, the next one would be 17, the next one would be 19. So how do you get from 15 to 17? You add 2. From 17 to 19, you add 2. Or from 15, you have to add 2 twice, so you're adding 4 to get to that 19. So if x is the first one, maybe the 15, you have to add 2 to it to get the second one. So x plus 2, right? This one might be the 15, then 15 plus 2 is 17. And then you'd have to add 4 to it to get to the next one, right? What have you got? You got 15 plus 2 is 17. 15 plus 4 is the 19. So even though they're odd or even, if x is the first one, you add 2 to get to the next one. You add 4 to get to the one after that. So x plus 2, x plus 4 represents consecutive evens and odds. In problem 13, we've got the sum of the page numbers on facing pages of a book. Now let's get a picture of what this might look like. Right? Here's supposed to be a book, and here's facing pages. So maybe this might be like page 54, and then this one would be one more, right? Because they're facing pages 55. So these are going to be consecutive integers. So if this one is x, this one must be, just one more. They're facing pages x plus 1. And now we know this, that the sum of these page numbers, the sum of these is 81. So what we've got here is this. We got x plus the next page, 81, next page number, and that's equal to 81. So here's the left page, x. Here's the next page, x plus 1. And you add those page numbers, you get 81. We can solve this. Let's add those x's there. We will get 2x plus 1 equals 81. Subtract that 1, we'll get 2x equals 80. Divide by 2, x is 4. But it's a word problem, so follow it all the way back. What is x? X is that left page number. The right page number is x plus 1. I'm going to write that right down here. So x plus 1 is, now there's x. We'll get 4 plus 1 is, this is 40. So this is, let me erase that. This is 40 plus 1 is 41. Boy, I can't add here. So the page numbers here are 40 and 41. Problem 14 tells us to find two consecutive even integers, two consecutive evens now, that when we take the smaller one and add it to the bigger one, we get 48. So how about if we do this? Why don't we let x be the first even integer? So that'll be the first one. Now they're even integers, so we need to get the second even integer. So the second one we can write as, okay, what's going to be the second even integer? Well, if the first one is x, the next even integer, the one after that, right, is x plus 2. And then we know that if we add the larger, if we add the smaller to the larger, so here's the larger, add the smaller to that we'll get 48. Now it turns out it doesn't matter in which order we add these. We're still going to get 48. Let's solve this. So x plus x, this will give us 2x plus 2 equals 48. Let's subtract that 2, so we'll get 2x equals 46. Divide by 2, how about x is 23? But it's a word problem, so follow it all the way back. What is x? X is the first even integer, and sure enough, this is not even. I got to think about this. So what do we do here? Well, let's trace back. Did we do everything right? X is the first even. X plus 2 is going to be the second. And sure enough, I take the larger, add it to the smaller, and set it equal to 48. 2x plus 2 is 48. Subtract 2, I get 46. Divide by 2, I get 23. So, we've done everything correct. But now, this says why we have to go back and look at what we're doing. We got 23. I don't want to just blindly say that the next one's 25, because what are we looking for? We're looking for even integers. So, I came out with an odd integer. So apparently, this problem here has, okay, this is odd. So I'm going to claim there is no solution to this problem. That's interesting.